Hey sweeties, it's Elle, and today I'm sorry if you hear Eugene in the background, he's still asleep. I guess today is when I reveal what my secret project is today because it's driving me crazy. I thought I had at least a month or two to work on this project, but no, it turns out I have 2 weeks to get it done, and that is insane because I am very sensitive to stress with my autoimmune disease and everything, but we're gonna do it anyway because this is important to me. It's just funny because I'm doing this all while doing my 9 to 5 job, and it's interesting because I go to work every day now thinking about how much I want to work on this project and not be at work, but I need work to pay for the bills and the things that I want to do with this project. So I might as well go out and like reveal it, what it is. Drum roll. I'm applying to art school again. I know it's interesting because the last 2 videos that I posted ago was about how my alma mater, CCA, or California College of the Arts, has closed down or is going to close down after the 2026-2027 academic year. And actually one of my old professors from my general studies or general education studies classes messaged me or like sent like an Instagram post or something about Otis College Art and Design providing a teach out program for CCA students. And basically what that means is that they made it streamlined, easier for CCA students to apply for Otis, and that means no application fee, no portfolio or essay required unless you have a specific major like fashion design that requires a specific portfolio for placement. Essay is not required unless you're applying for merit scholarships, which I am, so I had to do that. Accelerated admission process, so they're going to be prioritizing CCA students in their admissions process. What else? They're gonna try and match your award or scholarship reward letter from CCA to the best of their abilities with a 40% tuition discount. I think I read that wrong during the info session, but don't quote me on that. But basically, they just made it super streamlined, super easy to apply for Otis, minus the fact that my major happens to have very little room left in the junior and senior standings, so I don't know if I'll get in as a junior or senior, maybe as a sophomore, but we'll see. And you guys can, I'll show you guys my portfolio, so hopefully you guys can decide for me or like make your best educated guess of whether or not I'm entering as a junior or senior or sophomore. You know, I'm definitely not going to be entering as a sophomore, I think, but we'll see. But yeah, I've just been working on that. The application's not due until February 15th. I technically have everything done. I just want one of my CCA alum friends to review and critique my portfolio, even though she doesn't have a background in fashion, but that's okay. She knows the critiquing process at CCA and what schools like CCA are looking for, so I am really confident that I will do okay, at least enough to get accepted. I don't know what standing I would be in, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get accepted. But we'll see. I don't want to count my chickens just yet. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on, and I will show you guys like my portfolio and what I've been working on in a little bit. But yeah, so here's my home screen with my SweetAsElle desktop wallpaper. That's gonna change sometime soon. Oops, I didn't tell you guys that, but that's gonna change soon. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at my portfolio, which, by the way, yes, I had to use Canva because I am broke and do not need or cannot afford Adobe Creative Suite. So I had to do my portfolio in Canva, but that's okay. Here's a preview of stuff I was working on. But yeah, this is my portfolio. I'm starting off with the Iron Butterfly collection. This was inspired by the aesthetic and life of Imelda Marcos, the first lady of the Philippines for almost 20 years, since the 1960s to the 80s, late 80s. Just the aesthetic. I don't really believe in her politics or anything like that, but like just the aesthetic and like the extravagant like lifestyle that she had, which was very much in which was very much the contrast of how normal people in the Philippines lived at the time, and still have repercussions from that regime back in the day. But I also included memorabilia and stuff that I had from the Philippines, because our home in the Philippines is just basically a graveyard with photos from our childhood. So I kept a lot of stuff there. I had some drawings of my old designs when I was like in elementary school, which is really cool. So I incorporated that. And then this is where I took a lot of my inspiration in terms of garments from shopping, what is it called? I forgot what it's called. But basically, reference photo of like these women, I believe they were making pottery or something. I don't remember what they were doing, but yeah, so these Filipino women working, and then some of the drapery inspiration that I saw in store when I went to Neiman Marcus for some shopping trips, for garments and details that you can find in garments that you want to incorporate into your work. And then of course I have my dress form of like the progression of these really ornate pants with this really interesting print that used to be used for decorating the patron saints of the Catholic Church in the Philippines. And also my iterations of the top that I made in yellow and turning it into dark blue. So, and my friend Rena, who I haven't seen in a while. So hi Rena, if you're watching this. Let me see. And then these are the outfits that I made in Illustrator, or Photoshop really, just Photoshop and Illustrator back in the day when I still had Adobe Creative Suite. And this was more like an evening wear, luxury evening wear collection that I wanted to do. I have some flats from the collection. I didn't put everything from the collection on here because of space. I only had 15 to 20 slides, so I just picked the best ones. This one is Japanese. My I can't remember what it was called, but it was basically like an alternate culture that isn't my own, that isn't your own, that you were supposed to make a collection out of. So I did La Japonaise, which is like not necessarily Japanese culture inspired. It's more like from the European lens of like Japanese culture through particularly a French perspective. So I thought of doing that. That said, I had a lot of Japanese influence. I loved kimonos. I loved Japanese cotton prints and all these amazing reference photos that I had that I introduced into my drawings. And then of course the actual collection, which has a lot of like oversized like influences from Japanese kimonos or farming jackets and a lot of drapery. And you can see that in my flats with my key fabrics, my illustrations, and of course my final garment study. So I did this drapery dress in muslin first and then made it into like this brocade. This collection is very close to my heart. This is inspired by my childhood home at 665 Mina Street in San Francisco. And I had a lot of inspiration from hand washing my clothes and hanging them on the line, and then also these like metal architecture beams that were very common in the ghetto that I lived in at the time. And I just thought it was very interesting texture that it could relate to like this armadillo. I had like this whole story of like an armadillo that has like this protective like skin around them, and like how this home, my childhood home, was kind of like that protective skin for me. So yeah, and then here's my draping and sketches. Sorry, Eugene is snoring. Here's my draping and sketches, studies and all that good stuff. And here's the final muslin toile or muslin mock-up for one of the jackets that I had in this collection. That would be outfit 4. But for this collection, I personally chose all of my flats to show, or like not all my flats. Yeah, I think like my first 4 outfits, or like my first 2 outfits, my first 2 outfits and my 4th outfit that has the jacket in it. So yeah, that's my portfolio that I'm submitting for art school. So yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Like, do you think I'm going to get in with this portfolio? Is there anything that I need to add or improve on this? But let me know in the comments what you guys think. In the meantime, if you guys want to see more videos from me, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think. If you guys are interested in more content regarding my application and like the process of how I approached everything, then leave a comment down below and let me know. All right, have a good day, sweeties. Bye.